Good morning, good morning. How are you this morning? Well, today we're going to be talking about communication. Have you ever felt that you could not say what you truly felt or thought? Have you ever felt that when you did get to say what you felt, that you exploded and it came out not the way you wanted it to come out? I understand. That was me at one point. I used to keep my thoughts and my feelings to myself because I didn't feel like I had the right to speak how I felt. I was told I was sassy growing up. Now I know I just had a difference of opinion. And that difference of opinion was pushed down because I never had the time to be talked about or spoken in a taught these lessons of communication. No fault of my parents. They didn't know better. But today I'm going to teach you better so you could do better. Before we begin, I'm going to let you know I'm Janaea Frederick. I'm a career development coach. I help professionals up level their confidence so they could get to the next level in their career. I do that by either helping them get the promotion, helping them start the business, or getting into that new career direction that they want. So let's get started with what we're going to learn today. I'll be sharing my screen with y'all. Communication. Before we start, let me make sure that everybody can hear me. All right, let's begin. Communication. Communication is seems simple, right? Two people talking and then it's getting done. But like I like to teach people, communication is identity, what you feel about yourself, and communication is need to be purposeful. So today we want to teach you those techniques. According to psychology today, communication is defined effective communication is defined as the exchange of thoughts, feelings, and ideas between two or more people that leads to understanding. Today we're going to be learning communication for success. Communication could be said versus what is heard. Communication is two ways of having a messenger and a receiver. The messenger is the person that's telling the message, and the receiver is the person that hears the message. Both have their own perspective thoughts that need to be filtered out. Basically, the, the perspective is what is perspective is hold on. Perspective and thoughts is through the thing is what they want to see. And thought is what you're what the other person might see of the message. So this is a little formula you could use to remember this. Speaker says something, what he or she intends to say, and what listener hears. So whatever the person is trying to say, uh, let's say I'm trying to say that I'm gonna be running late from work. Um, what you intend to say is what comes out. Is you saying it in the tone of voice, angry, sad, or what you want the listener to hear? That's the objective. It's no such thing as not communication. Nonverbal communication is communication. All actions, intentional or non-intentional, is communication. Body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and voice value is all communication. For I got an example. Did you ever had somebody ignore you? What does that mean to you when somebody ignores you? Are they mad? Does that mean that your voice don't matter? Does it mean that you shouldn't say what you feel? So non-verbal communication is communication. So we need to be mindful of the way we speak to somebody, not just the way we like our tone of voice, our facial expression, all that should be taken into account when we have communication. Every message has content and feeling. Content is the word used. Feelings are the emotions connected to the content, usually expressed through nonverbal cues. Communication through email, text, or instant messaging do not work. Nonverbal cues and lack time for information and clarification. What I mean by context is the words used. We are humans. We like to throw words around all the time. We say words like love, respect, um, honest, um, any word, any definition, any word, bad, good. We throw words around all day, but we all grew up in different homes. We all had different experience as children. So when we're using words like bad or good or respect or anything, we we presume that the person experienced the same thing and have the same contact as we do when we having these words exchanged. The thing that I like to do when I work with my clients, I always ask them, what does a word mean to them? How do you define it? Give it meaning, because we usually respect. That's a word that my clients like to use, respect. Oh, I don't get respected at work. I don't get respected at home. Uh, what respect look like? Tell me what respect means to you. How you know somebody's respecting you. I hate text messages, emails, and instant messaging to communicate good messages, because miscommunication happens between it, because again, we don't have no nonverbal communication to interpret what the other person is saying. So we interpret it, we read it, and then we interpret it a certain way. So it have lack of information. People don't like to say, oh, I don't understand. So we just assume that what we read is what is meant, and we don't ask questions. Biggest takeaway out of these slides, I want you to understand that nonverbal cues are believe more than verbal cues, more than verbal messages. Nonverbal is the things we do not say with our mouths. It's the tone of voice, the body language, the movement of our body, the weight, the inflections of our voice tone. These are understood through filters called feelings. Um, if somebody tells you, I am mad, but they speaking with no tone of voice or they speaking loud, you're not going to believe that they're not mad to you. It going to make you confused. So nonverbal communication is communication. Now we're going to learn about our basic rights and responsibilities. These are simple basic rights and responsibilities that we should hold for ourselves as humans when it's time to communicate. I have the right to be treated with respect. Also, you have the responsibility to treat others with respect. It goes back to understanding what respect means. The same way you go treat others is the same way you want to be treated. So, like I said, we humans, we throw these verbs respect out there, but what does respect mean to you? How do you know somebody's respecting you? The right to express my own opinions and the responsibility to allow others to state their opinions. This goes in with business deals, any type of relationship, personal relationship, business relationship, any type of relationship. Doesn't mean you go around calling people any type of thing, because the same way you speak is the same way you would allow that person to speak back to you. So if you go around calling people fat, ugly, stupid, don't be surprised when you get that same language back told to you. So instead of saying that person is ugly or that person selfish or something, try to explain the behavior or the thing that makes them ugly or selfish or something, which is what we're going to talk about later on. The right to ask for what I want and need, the responsibility to acknowledge and address the needs of others. This one is very, very impactful. A lot of people don't know what they want and need. They think they know what they want and need, but they don't know. So they go around miserable, depressed, anxious, trying to find what they want and need through things like houses, cars, monies. But the more, what this actually means, want and needs are, do you want sex more? Do you want to cuddle more? Do you want to talk more? Do you want to go out more? Do you want to love more? Do you want to belong more? What does that look like to you? What does it mean to you? What what do you want out of these? And so we always put our wants and needs on others. But if you're not clear on what your want and needs are, you cannot communicate that to others. The right to set boundaries, the responsibility to respect others' boundaries. Boundaries. That's another word people like to use is boundaries. Boundaries are not ignoring or dismissing people that go against what you believe. Boundaries is actually learning to say no. Boundaries is actually learning to let go and to let go in a way of not taking everything personally, not letting go as, oh, this person is out of my life. I no longer want to deal with them. Um, Letting go is knowing when enough is enough. So I'll share a little story with you about communication and responsibilities and boundaries. Um, I grew up in a Catholic home. We go to church every Saturday to this one little church. Everybody in my city, I guess, go to that little church. As I got older, I noticed that my church wasn't fulfilling my needs spiritually to me. I didn't learn too much about God. It was very ritual and routine going to church. And so I found my own way. I became, I don't associate with no religion. I just believe in God. Going to a different church, I read my Bible, I pray. And when my family found this out, a lot of bad things were said about the priest. A lot of bad things was told about me. Like I felt that I was perfect, that I knew everything. They was like, "Oh, so you believe in this, huh? So you believe in it?" But never did they once ask me what I believed. Never did they once ask me to understand me. At the beginning, this made me very upset. It made me feel like I didn't belong anymore to my own family. It made me feel like I was isolated, like I was an alien. But I learned that my identity wasn't in them. This was the hardest revelation that I ever had in my life, was to learn that maybe I might not be doing the right thing, but it felt good to me. So I had to learn to end conversations when they went to the left. Like, if you're not gonna hear my side, I don't want to hear your side, because I've been in that religion basically all my life. I grew up in it, so you can't tell me nothing I didn't know. We didn't practice outside of our religion. We went to church, we said the rosary, but we never talked. We never had real conversations. We never asked each other what this meant. I think we just went our own in life, feeling like this is how it's supposed to be. So I learned to be okay. Be okay with being just okay. These are two techniques I feel is very basic. There are very much more, and these are just basic information. Use I statements. The technique I statements is a technique used to express feelings, behaviors, and needs without blaming the other person. When using I communication, use the word I instead of you. Address the behavior, not the person. Finally, say what you need next time. Example: I was worried last night when you did not call. Next time, can you please just call to tell me you'll be out a little longer? And if you notice, I say I was worried instead of saying you made me worried. When you say I, you taking back your control. You is giving the other person control. Nobody have control of our emotions and our thoughts. I was worried. This is what happened to me. Notice I use when you did not call. You can also use the word because you did not call. But try to focus on the behavior that the person could change. Uh, they could change not calling. Don't mean they have to, but they could change it. But if you say the conversation could go argumentative, if you say you made me worried last night because you didn't care about how I felt when I was worried about you and you didn't call me. When you use that type of language, people usually become defensive of their behavior. So using I and focusing on the behavior that they can change the outcome of the message. You notice that I told the person what I needed from them the next time. What I needed, I need you to call me when you're gonna be out a little later. Simple. Reflective listening skills. Reflective listening skills, the technique of listening to the other person's perspective, asking questions to understand and giving the person time to correct the information as needed. Following the example, a good listener would say, I had your word when I did not call to say I was late. This is a simple technique, very compact, though. Reflective listening skills is the technique of listening to somebody else when they have something to say to you. Listening for understanding more than listening for correcting. That's what I call it. Is when somebody says something, you keep asking that, like, when this person would have come back and said this, then you would have been like, yeah, this is what I meant. Then you could say, you could probably say something like, next time, can you call me? Like finish it, because they they learning to say what you say. That's what you wanted. That's exactly what you wanted to say, and they said it back to you. Um, Conversations don't always happen like this. They have people that would fuss about how you feel. They call them narcissists. I'm not gonna go into details about narcissists, but narcissists is people that take what you say and blame you about it. I don't like the narcissist connotation thrown around, but I know that is a possibility. Narcissists, they have lot of self doubt, and they need to learn interpersonal relationship skills. They was never taught how to learn to listen to others because they never learned to listen to themselves. So if we attract narcissists, that mean inside of us we are looking for somebody to understand us. But a narcissist, we always attract our childhood. So if we attract a narcissist, somebody in our family most likely taught us not to be heard. So we're attracted to a narcissist that emphasize being heard. So we, in counseling, they call it complementary traits, meaning that opposites attract. Um, the narcissist person is the person you want to be, which is confident, be able to speak your mind. So they trigger you. And we are the nonverbal person. So a nonverbal person attracted to a verbal, confident person that we know is the same trait that will irritate us until we learn to change it, change the narrative. Remind us, we all speaking through our own filters. Again, that means we all have our own thoughts and feelings about something a certain way. And that's how we communicate. It takes two people to communicate. A messenger, the ones that sending the message, and the receiver, the person that hears the message. Nonverbal communication is communication. So when you think you're ignoring somebody, you're communicating something to them. Time, location, relationship is important relaying a message. The way you speak, where you're speaking at, and the relationship you have with the person is all important. Communication through text, email, face to face, Zoom, and phone matters. Text, emails, mostly a lot of miscommunication comes through there. Face to face is more. You could see the person. You can have more talk, more understand more between the person. Before someone listens to your message, they decide what they think of you. So before somebody even hear you say anything, they go pay attention to how they think of you. What does that mean? I know you are ready to become an effective communicator with success because you are here. And I know you can because I said so. Are you ready? I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Communication is very, very complex and very, 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 very extreme. If you have trouble with communication and you want to become better at it, especially at work, and to build relationships that last, well, you could speak your mind and not feel like you are down, down, or below, or less than, or not good enough. Take it from me. I was that person until I found my voice. That's why I created the programs, professional identity, how to speak your mind at work, how to become who you are and be okay with who you are, finding a purposeful dream career. Then I made next level for people that want to get that promotion, baby. I want to own their own business. I would feel that you don't have to clock in on nobody clock. You the boss. You say when you come in or go out. Or while being the boss of others, a leader. Then there's those that satisfied in their career, understandable. But the job drains you. You go home arguing because you have so much to do at work. So you come home, you fussing, you want your husband or your spouse to know that I'm doing everything, but you also want them to understand that you want to spend time with them, but you can't find it. That's where career development comes through. You're going to learn the skills for time management. You're going to learn the skills for boundaries, what we spoke about a little bit. You can learn about how to communicate, how to stand up, speak with confidence. I'll drop all 3 programs at the bottom of this chat. If you want to have a better thorough to see what I could do if you're not ready for the programs, I'll drop down my scheduling calendar so we could pick which one is best for you, which one will work out best for you. And I also tend to program so it could be best for you. So you don't have to go, we could pick and choose, take some stuff out and make it best for you, because not all things will fit for everybody. I'm so glad you stayed with me for this live. You also could get the presentation that I was reading in the link below. So click it, get your link, baby. And y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week.